welcome to A Tad Bit Older. My name is Pearl.
And I'm Juliet.
Juliet and Pearl.
Yeah.
If this is your first time joining us, welcome. We are going to have so much fun today. We got a lot of fun stuff to talk about. We're going to talk about back to school shit.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to talk about Juliet's fasting.
Yep.
And I guess to start off with, it was like a long, short week for us. We were just saying like how we didn't see each other, but we only just didn't see each other for like 2 days.
For 2 days, yeah.
So I went on a little back to school end of summer trip with the kids and the hubs, and we went up north to Flagstaff, Arizona.
God, tell me more about that.
Let me just tell you something about people in Flagstaff. Like, they're living the dream. While we are like baking in the oven down here in the valley.
Yeah.
Do you realize these people, they wear sweaters in the morning and at night? Like, that is my dream summer. Like, that's the type of summer
so
I
nice.
need
what
to
was
live
the
in.
degrees?
In the morning, it was like 65.
Oh,
The high was like 80 to 92 degrees. But it was like a crisp, cool air. Versus like here in Phoenix, it's like a freaking oven. Like,
oh my God, it's so hot. The minute you wake up, though, it's like
you go outside,
scorching hot.
Yeah. And I mean, we're both born and raised here.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't born here, but I was
you were raised here. We'll talk about that.
I'm from here now.
But like, we've lived here pretty much our whole lives, and it gets hotter every year. And I know people say this, and it's such a like
but
Arizona
you know why
thing.
Though? It's because we hardly have trees and stuff.
That's
so there's
true.
no shade.
That's true.
So everything's just like dry, hot.
Yeah. So if you follow me on my local mommy page, you got to see my little adventures. But like, you're right. I mean, the streets were covered in trees.
I bet they were. Yeah.
And it just provides so much shade. And oh my God, I was just like, it rained. But you know, like when it rains here, like it stormed so bad. And I like prayed for it. I was like, oh, I hope it rains while we're here. And the best storm came in the last night we were there. And it was so cold. Like, everyone was like freezing at the lobby.
Sweater
like,
weather.
People were so cold. Yeah, it was sweater weather. Sweater weather. And I took my like jean jacket out there because I was like, oh my God, I haven't seen you since winter. And I want to.
Did you take your 20 coats?
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
And the girls were like, ooh, let's go back to the room and get cozy.
Oh my God,
like,
I bet it felt like fall.
It did. Like, and they're like 2 hours away.
Yeah.
They're living our dream. Like,
I know.
You know?
It's just like around the corner.
I know. And it made me like, I told my husband, I was like, we need a summer home here. Like,
oh my God. Everybody says that. Everybody says you need to have a house up north.
Like, how many pictures of my feet do I need to take so we can live up here? I will do whatever it takes.
I'll help you. I'll take pictures of mine too.
How many pictures of my big toe is going to get me a house in Flagstaff? Because I was like, this is me. You know I can't handle the heat. Like,
no, I knew you were loving it because I was watching you post and I was like, this bitch is actually walking outdoors.
Exactly, right?
She's walking outdoors.
I do not walk outside here.
No,
like,
I know
at more than like,
what?
4 feet.
Yeah.
Like,
so I knew the weather was so good.
Yeah, we walked like several blocks. Like, and my husband was like, are you okay? I was like, oh my God.
And you were in the park. So I was like,
we were in the park. We sat at restaurants. Out. Yes, we ate out a lot. We sat on like, okay, so the hotel we stay at, we went to 2 hotels.
Tell me about the hotel.
Oh my God, I love it.
So cute.
Yeah, so we stayed, the first hotel, motel actually, we stayed at the Americana, which is on Route 66, and it's like got a vintage, that's so 70s vibe.
I saw that.
But it like has everything you need. It had a like heated pool, it had hammocks, it had yard games, and the best part about it is it had a restaurant on site, like a Mexican restaurant. And so, like, when we got there, that's what we did. We ate there. Like, I like hotels and motels where you don't have to, like, leave. Like, it kind of has...
Yeah, it has everything there.
Especially when you have kids.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like, it was perfect. We got Uno, which Uno's, like, our family favorite.
Oh, my God. So is ours.
Oh, my God. We love Uno. And the funny... Let me tell you a funny story. So, we were playing Uno, and I was like, oh, my God, these cards seem so much littler than ours. And then I realized that we play with jumbo jumbo cards.
Oh my god.
Because that's how much we love
We
Uno.
actually have the minis.
You do?
Like the itty little tiny.
What?
We have the
I've
minis.
never seen those.
Yeah, they're like, we have a tiny little stack. And
I
we
have to
actually
get
play
those.
with it.
We'll have to trade. Like,
Oh,
you
we
guys use
should.
our jumbos, and then you guys
Oh,
use...
we have dos.
Wait, what's that?
Dos. Instead of uno, it's dos.
No, I never heard of that.
Yeah.
What is this?
I forgot we had that.
Does it play the same?
Yeah, it plays the same, but it's dos.
When you have 2 cards left?
I think it's 2 or I forgot. How does it work?
I don't think I remember the rules, but we have.
But we do have dos. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm sitting there like, this card seems like so much smaller than everyone looks at me. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. I forgot.
Because you have the big.
We play with the jumbo cards. So we played a game of Uno. We went swimming. And
Oh, you did?
we went swimming, and while we were swimming,
Yeah.
the girls, they're all in the pool, and I'm sitting outside the pool
Yeah.
watching them like swim. And then Matt, my husband, goes, oh look, it's a little hummingbird coming to land by you guys. Because then this and I was like, and they're like, Mom, look at the hummingbird. And I was like, that ain't no hummingbird. And they were like, ah! Screaming. Everyone's running. And for a split second, I thought it was a bat, because we are in northern Arizona, which is
Right.
like
And then
more
we
like
are.
foresty wilderness.
Yeah.
And it was literally just like a huge moth, like a colorful, like ugly, like moth, probably about like the size of
Moths
my
are
hand.
cute.
No,
Nah, this bitch is big.
it kind of looked like a
moth?
bat. It kind of looked like a bat. It
Oh
looked
my
like a
gosh.
huge,
Its
like,
body
So like the
looked
size
a-
of 2 palms?
its-
Yeah,
its
like the
body looked
size
a
of 2
pine cone,
palms.
like 2 pine cones.
yeah, and it was very colorful.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
I don't know
is
if it.
gigantic.
Yeah, and the girls, once I said that's not a hummingbird, they flipped out. Marley, my little 6-year-old, was hysterical. She couldn't breathe. She was like, oh my God. So that was a wrap. My husband's like, you know what? The sun's going down. Like now, like it's best if we just go inside,
my
because like the
goodness.
wildlife is starting to
Yeah.
come out. So
Yeah. You should have looked it up
I should.
because it has like a spirit meaning to
oh
it.
shit.
It was-
Especially when it approaches you.
It was trying to. It was
It
trying
was
to.
trying
It was
to hang out
legit
with
trying
us.
to
Oh
hang
yeah,
out.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you should.
Do the
You
face of the
should.
goodie.
I don't remember.
Oh, like-
What-
Oh
I
my
made a
gosh.
face.
She was like, it
You
was like-
should.
Yeah, it was like yeah.
Yeah, it's like a spirit, like totem.
I love that Juliet just like puts a spin on that. Like
that.
yeah, like it was probably like my dead grandma like coming to say hello. We're like, ah, yeah.
Get away!
So yeah.
It's like, bitch, I'm trying to give you a message.
Yeah, I know. For
Listen.
real. Like it was like, and it wasn't like being aggressive. Like it
Yeah,
was
but it
like
was trying
coming
to
down
come-
to the water,
yeah.
and they're all like trying to wet it, and I'm like, well, come, like let's just leave it alone. Like let's just get out of here. You know,
Aw,
let's
but
get out of
that's
this.
beautiful.
Yeah, it was like yellow and black, like spotty-ish, but it was a no dang hummingbird, and I love hummingbirds. And I thought when he said that, like, that's interesting, because it was like dusk, you know, like the sun
Yeah.
was, and I don't typically see hummingbirds out
That's true.
like
Like
almost
during
at
when it's
night.
dark.
Yeah,
That is
so
very true.
that was night 1. We got up, and then on the next 2 nights we stayed at High Country Motor Lodge, which is like our favorite go-to. Another, like it
that's the one
has
you were
like a
talking about.
restaurant, a
Yeah,
bar. Last
yeah.
night they had a DJ, and then a ton of like board games and a game room, and they serve like food, pizza, and
Yeah.
drinks and snacks. So we love it. So while we were there at that place, we played Uno. And then the girls were like, let's play another game. So we got into Sorry.
Oh my gosh.
Dang.
Yeah. I
Like,
haven't played Sorry in a long time.
Families could be broken up because of this game, because we were like serious. Like people were really, like we were really getting mad at each other.
Or like competitive.
Like we were being very competitive. We played for
Girl,
like 2
not
hours.
like Monopoly.
Yeah, no.
Monopoly ruins us.
Oh my-
We literally end up getting so mad at each other, especially when I play with my siblings.
Yes. Funny story. My family and I used to get together like regularly for game nights.
Mm-hmm.
And we got together one night for Monopoly, and we got so competitive and so pissed off at each other. Like we never played game night again.
Oh
Like,
my god.
It
yeah.
was ruined
Monopoly
after
is
that.
always so sometimes
it was
when
Monopoly.
They ask, I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, we ain't playing Monopoly.
Yeah. So we got so competitive on night 1. I won, by the way. And I'm also very good at Uno. Like I usually carry the record for Uno.
Yeah.
And my husband won like 3 in a row.
Uh-huh.
We usually play 4 because there's 4 of us, and we give everybody an opportunity to win. So he had night 1, I had night 2, and then we played Sorry. and it got so heated, and we had to cut off. Like, we played for 2 hours. Like, that's a long game.
That is.
Because everyone has to get around and get in. We had never played. That's right.
The rules, and then we're like, oh, we've been playing it wrong, so when we played it the right way, it was like a 2-hour game.
Yeah.
For us, it's not Monopoly. It's who can beat me.
Oh yeah, so we never let the kids win when we play games.
For real, us too.
We do not let our kids win
we do
unless
not.
they actually win.
No,
but
that's right.
Other than that, we don't give
nobody
in
gets
too easy.
No, it's good, and you shouldn't, because in real life you're not always gonna get to win. So I don't care. We don't. Us too. Like, we're
play normal.
We're playing to win, and me and my husband are so competitive. And it was so funny because my little 6-year-old was like, she kept getting pushed back to start. Kept getting pushed back to start. You know, like when you're playing Sorry.
Yeah.
You kept getting like the Sorry card. She kept over and over and over and over. This girl won. She legit won the game. And we were only going to play till 9 p.m. My husband's like, we're only playing till 9. She won fair and square at 8:59. Wow. Like, and everyone.
Go Marley.
Yeah, I know. My little Marley. Me and Matt were like genuinely happy for her. And my oldest was like, fuck no. Like, she was just like, I want to play again.
Oh my God.
I almost
the
won.
Oldest are the bitter ones.
Yeah, we had to like give rule. Like, we legit had to have a family pep talk. We're like, look, we're here to have fun. Like, there's other people here. Because, you know, it was a crowded lobby. Like, people come to this lobby because it is such a vibe. They go there just to have a drink and hang out. And, and a lot of people who should go to this lobby to just work, you know. And then other people are guests of the hotel or motel like we were. So Marley's like slamming her like prawn down on the board, like 1, 2, 3. And Penelope's like so mad every time she has to go back to start. So we had to have like a little talk at the beginning, like, this is just for fun. Like, at the end of the day, we're a family, and we're not gonna let this come between us, because we were like so like into it. But like, you know what, it ended up being so fun. And I just think that's like I'm sure you can attest to that. Like, it's just so fun to have to do stuff like that together as a family. Like, to put your like phones down. I know that sounds like so like, but to just unplug and like sit there and like,
oh my God, it's the best.
Laugh and like, you know, all these little funny things come up while you're playing. But we had such a good time. And like I said, those people are like living it up. We went to a couple bookstores, like went to Bookman's.
Oh, I saw that.
What was the other one? Bright Star Books or something like that.
Yeah, looks so cute.
And then
and I saw you were thrifting.
Yes. So our oldest this year like wanted to thrift a lot of her back to school clothes, which I loved. So I was like, and let me tell you, like, I don't particularly love thrifting. I just don't like the digging part of it. And then throw us into Arizona and it's hot, like in a lot of like our stores here, like our thrift stores. They're just not, you know what I mean? I'm just not, I don't like to dig. If I'm looking for a white shirt, I want to go grab the white shirt, you know? So I don't like to thrift with my family here. They like, my husband will take my daughter and go. But since the weather was so nice,
you were like,
and this particular thrift store used to be a Barnes and Noble, and they turned it into a thrift store.
Really?
Yeah. And oh my God, it was like air conditioned. And they were playing like the jams, like all my favorite songs.
Yeah.
I even posted like a video of my little daughter dancing because they were playing like all my favorite songs.
Yeah,
and I was like,
did see that.
I was like, this is my type of thrifting. Like all my boxes were checked this weekend, like air conditioning,
gosh, I'm so happy.
nice weather. Like, it was just like beautiful. So yeah, we thrifted, and she found like so many shirts, and so my rule to her was like, look, if you're gonna thrift a shirt or a bottom, you have to have a new, like, if you thrift the top, you have to have brand new shorts on, or you thrift the bottom, it has to be brand new at the top. I'm like, the whole outfit can't be thrifted, just to create some, like, I don't know, like, make it look more neat or put together.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, so she was like on board with that. So she got a lot of tops and a lot of like different bottoms, and then I like got her some bases because I'm trying to be more a minimalist like Juliet.
Yeah.
So I got her just some bases, and she did a try on haul. We got home, and like I was so happy with her outfits.
Good.
So it was fun. So yeah, we ate a lot of good food. enjoyed the nice weather, and yeah, we came back home this morning.
I know, I saw that.
I know. I was like, and I haven't been outside since.
Well, yeah.
I was like,
welcome back.
the other favorite thing we did while we were there was like, girl, we drove with our windows down.
Oh,
It was so
man.
nice. Like,
I tried to do that here,
no.
but my face was melting.
Yeah,
so I was like,
your face like burns
Never
off.
mind.
No,
hot.
as soon as we pulled into like town, like as soon as we seen the forest, the trees,
yeah.
my husband's like, we're here. Rolled down our window, and the girls were just. I even posted a picture of my daughters like out the window, just
Yeah.
like they were in heaven. So
Oh my gosh.
the feet pics might be coming because I wanna, I wanna live. I want a summer home. I don't want to live here in the summer because I think it's beautiful weather here. Like
It is.
otherwise, but from like May to like September, I can't tolerate it.
Yeah, I don't mind the heat. I love it here. I like the weather. But it does get really hot during the summer. But our summers are so short.
I mean, that's
It feels like it's not, but it is.
like
They're
depending
pretty
to who.
they're not you, obviously.
Yeah, it's a
but
long
I think
couple
summers are
months
pretty
and-
short.
yeah. You know, I thought it wasn't that hot like it normally is. Like remember
Yeah.
last year we went 10 in a row at 118.
Yeah, I don't think we've hit that. And I think
No.
we hit monsoon season a little later.
Oh, I love when it rains here.
Yeah.
I mean, it gets
But
humid.
it's been a dry
I know.
summer.
I know. I always tell like
Yeah.
so when I used to do health coaching over the phone, I talked to
Yeah.
people from back east. They'd be like, "Oh, we're so excited for summer. We're coming out of hibernation." You know, because their winters are so harsh back east. And I'd be like, "Oh, well, we're the opposite. We're about to go into hibernation for the summer.
I know.
Like
We're like
you
the
will
total
not
opposite.
see us."
I
Yeah.
know.
So, but I
Yeah.
had a nice time. It was a nice like end of summer kickoff and get ready for back to
Oh,
school.
I'm so happy you did that.
But how are you? You did a 5-day fast.
I did. So today's my last day of my fast. And I can't wait to eat some food.
So tell me more. So it was a 5-day fast, but it's not like you were not eating.
No, so it's like
Say the
mimicking.
program that you were on.
It's a fasting mimicking program. So it's like you are fasting, but you're still eating.
the foods that they
some-
provide.
Yeah.
So-
So whatever so it comes in a kit, and then it splits it up in 5 days, and then so it splits it up in calories too as well. So I think like the first day you get like obviously like some carbs,
Yeah.
and then they give you like some supplements, and then like the second day, or I think the third day, you start getting very little calories.
Yeah, I think when I read it, it was
So-
1,500 calories on the first day,
Yeah.
and then days
think
2 through 5 is only 800 calories that you're intaking.
And then today was the least calories. That's why
Yeah.
there's like I have no energy today, so I'm very kind of like, ugh. But
yeah, but your no energy voice, I like it. You sound good. Yeah. No energy.
no energy. But overall though, like my physical body does feel different.
Yeah.
I'm excited because I don't get as bloated now. I felt my tummy like literally like
Yeah.
shrinking.
You look great. Yeah.
And then, well, I can't tell in this position. But
No, but when she walked in, she was like, I think you had like an inch. Like,
Yeah,
I could
yeah.
fit like a finger and a half between like your, your,
And then the other part was, it's so weird. I was literally talking to Ivan, my husband, about it in the car. As we're driving, like everything looks so crisp.
stop.
Yeah, it's like so clear.
Oh my God.
And we're almost like tripping. We're like, wow, like it almost looks very like 4D-ish.
yeah.
I don't know if we're on some other shit, but
Well,
I thought it was like
Yeah.
the detox,
Yeah,
like
no.
of everything. So everything like literally looks so crisp, and the lights were like super bright, right? They're like, we were like tripping. We're like, wow, the lights
'Cause
are
you're like, wow.
so bright. But
the whole goal of this fast, from what I read, is that if you do it 3 times a year, it
So, yeah.
actually can decrease your like metabolic age or something like that.
so it will do it the first time you do it.
Yeah.
But they recommend, just like any other fast, like you're supposed to do it at least 3 times a year.
Okay.
That's what's recommended.
I love it.
So that's why they tell you to do it. But this one, like I said, it's a little different because it's a mimicking. You're
Yeah.
mimicking the fasting
Yeah.
part of it.
I like that you still
'Cause-
get to eat something.
Yeah, I've done a fast before, and it was strictly water. So the first day I did good because I've done it before.
Yeah.
And then the second time I was like, okay, I'm a little hungry. And then the third day I was like, I'm fucking starving.
I'm kind of glad I wasn't around for that.
Oh my God. I was starving, but you know what? I was so mellow.
Yeah.
I was even talking to like Ivan about it. I was like, oh my God, I'm so chill.
Yeah.
I'm not angry. I wasn't even screaming. I wasn't even irritated by stuff. I was just like so chill.
You're like,
and
I don't have the energy to get
No. And then the third day, the third and the fourth day, I finally got that like euphoria high.
Ooh.
So I almost felt loopy and kind of like, why am I giggling? Kind of like high. Like it was like the runner's high. That's what they call it. And I felt it. I thought I wouldn't feel it, but I did end up feeling it. And then so did our boss.
Yeah.
I was telling you how we're like laughing, and I'm like, why are we laughing? There's no weed here. But we're just cracking up. But then overall, yeah, like my physical feels good.
Yeah.
I think it was more of a mental thing. Yeah, because the kids were eating and they had like a bowl of popcorn, and I just like me, like just having a habit of wanting to like pick out of their bowl.
Socialize too, yeah.
Yeah, so that was kind of tricky at first because I was like, oh yeah, I'm not supposed to have that.
But I think the good thing for you was that like your husband did it, like he kind of did some a version of a fast with you, so that's good that you had like a teammate and you weren't the only one kind of, and you guys could kind of like work with each other through, or he could give you that pep talk, because I know you said yesterday like was kind of hard with the heat and everything, but he was like, no, you're good, you got this. God. You're like, I'm gonna pass out. But let me tell you,
because we had our car broke down and I was fasting. Thankfully I had my water. But you're not supposed to be in a sauna
like extreme
when you're
heat.
fasting. Yeah, you're not supposed to be in a sauna. You're not supposed to be in extreme heat. You're not supposed to work out. My husband still does it because he's insane in the brain. But you're not supposed to do that. And I felt it yesterday because our car broke down. So we were outdoors for like 3 hours or 2 hours. And I was literally, my body was cooking.
Yeah.
So when I got home, I could not cool down. I was like, oh my God, my body overheated.
Yeah.
And I see why.
You know my life now.
Yeah, I was like, God, this is what Pearl feels like from day to day.
I overheat on a regular, but yeah.
Yeah. But I'm glad I did it because it has a lot of good benefits, especially with like longevity and like it cleans up like your cells. And then I just mainly wanted to start it because I just wanted like a clean slate.
Like a little head start.
I just wanted like a little reboot, so then I can get back into like eating healthy and put like all the good stuff in my body. Yeah,
so you couldn't drink anything other than water, and then the herbal or the herbal teas that they
come
gave
with you. You can have like 2 packets of like stevia. You can have coffee, but it has to be with like 0 sugar.
Milk. No milk or.
They say you can't have milk. I mean, I had almond milk, but it has like no sugar in it.
No sugar.
Yeah. And then I ended up using like a teaspoon of like monk fruit because I can't drink like
straight black coffee. Yeah, no.
It's pretty nasty.
Yeah. So. I'm so proud of you though.
I know. I can't believe we're here.
I know. You made it.
Oh my gosh. I almost wanted to bring like a platter of food so I can be like while I was talking to you guys. I was so close to being like, you know what? I'm just gonna buy myself some food, put it in the corner.
Yeah, like celebrate. I did that when I was pregnant because I was like diabetic with both my girls, and I'm not diabetic otherwise, but I had like gestational diabetes, and I had like a whole menu planned out of like my first meals that I was gonna eat like after I gave birth.
I wanted sushi.
Oh my gosh.
Literally, that's like raw sushi. Yeah. Like, that's what I wanted.
No, I couldn't. I mean, I wanted carbs because
you couldn't.
I lost like 10 pounds when I was pregnant because I was like on such a strict diet. Yes.
Damn.
Whoever came up with gestational diabetes, like, that's so fucked up.
That is fucked up.
Because I was
But that's why you do a fast.
Yeah, no, just kidding. I was like...
Talk to your doctor first because I mean...
No, I was like so craving everything. And I was the only, like, my family was like, we're here for you, we'll support you, like, we will, like, eat healthy with you. No, nobody did. Nobody did. They lied.
Did
like, not my husband, not my mom, not, like, no, not even my oldest daughter. I mean, I was diabetic with both of them, both of my kids, but with my oldest, I didn't get diabetes till the end of my pregnancy. But my youngest, I was diabetic like day one on insulin and everything, because the more pregnancies you have, the worse it gets. So that's like part of the reason why I didn't have any more kids.
Dang, that's stressful.
Yeah, that's why I didn't want to have any more kids, because they said you will be diabetic at each pregnancy and each time it'll get worse. And so when I had it with the second one, I like I said, that pregnancy I lost like 20 pounds. And my nutritionist was like, no, you're in ketosis. Like, you need to eat, because she's like, you're losing way too much weight. And I was like, well, damn, like, I'm damned if I do, I damned if I don't. Right. And you know what, it worked out though, because both my girls were born like super healthy with great weights. I mean, they lied. They're like, they're gonna be like 8 or 9 pounds. They weren't. Like, my oldest was 6 pounds and my youngest was 7 pounds. Like, they were totally fine and no residuals, but that does put me at risk and them for developing type 2 diabetes later. So it's something you think about, but it sucks when
there's always some shit going on, and they make you freak out, because I know they told me a lot of things, like I had like hypertension, and then like nothing ever happened, thank God, with anything like that. But they're always like, well, the baby's like growing too big, and we're probably gonna have to induce you. And I'm like, stupid.
Why do they do this to us?
Why are you creating so much stress?
Like an anxiety.
It's stress enough to grow baby inside
Or like when they say like, we can do all this testing and we can find out if your baby like, and then I'm like,
we can put a needle through your belly,
but it's not 100%. Yeah, it's not 100%. And there's nothing we could do about it. I'm like, then I don't want to know. Yeah, like if it's not 100% and there's nothing I can do about it, then no, I'm not doing it. Like, and this is women. Like, I don't know. I had all women doctors.
I had a male doctor the last time, and I actually loved him, and he actually just retired. Oh. Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about a male doctor.
Oh my God. We loved him, right? At first I was weirded out with him looking at my private parts, but then I was like, you know what, doctor? I'm not even going to say your name. Doctor, get up in there. Just
have at it.
Get up in there. He was so gentle. Probably the most, not joking, the most gentle, like, OB that I've ever had.
Really?
Yeah. And I had some hands in there from some other female doctors.
I feel like I've always had like gentle doctors, but
oh no, the male. And then you know what? You're not gonna believe me, but he was actually my mom's what is it called?
OB?
Gynecologist.
Oh yeah.
The same doctor.
I believe that.
The same guy doctor.
I believe that.
So, and my mom loved him. She's like, oh my God, he retired. I'm like, I know. He was so sweet. Aww. Like, older man, but, you know.
I had the same gynecologist for both my daughters. And I loved her because she was a student of a doctor that I worked for. So she like took extra care. I mean, I think she takes care of all her patients, but she was like there to birth both of them. Like, like she came in specially to be there to deliver both of them. And she was, I don't know. How do you know if they're gentle or not when you're actually like,
I don't know, because the
giving
girl doctors
birth
were like, no, but even when they would check me, the girl they're just like,
I mean, I wonder what it must have been like to be like his spouse. Like he had a way, like he knew his way around. Right. I wonder if his wife or partner would say the same, that he was gentle.
Maybe he's just gentle to everybody else, but you know, the wife just probably got it.
Hopefully she benefited from it, or he, like, who knows? Did he have a wife or a husband?
Oh, bless his heart though. He retired.
Well, good for him for being so gentle with you. Thank you, sir.
Doctor. Beep. Blank his name.
So yeah, shout out to the OBGYNs with gentle hands. We'll take it, female or not. Hands on your knees. Oh my gosh. All right, so into the topic of the day. It's back to school. Dun dun dun. I'm like, I mean, what are you most excited for? Like end of school year or beginning of school year? Because as a mom, I'm like so mixed about it. I'm like happy that school's over because then I don't have to like do the damn thing anymore.
Yeah.
And then I'm also excited that school's back in session because I don't have to do the damn thing anymore at home.
Right.
But then I got to switch to doing the other thing when they do go back.
I know.
Like, and you have 3.
I know. And you have 2.
I have 2.
I just have 1 more.
You just have 1 more, but I feel like that 1 more is like...
So Zach is pretty easy though, because he's a boy. So I have like my 2 girls. I feel like girls it's long. Like the school process is a little different than males. My boy's he's so chill. He's
like
just
go
like,
with the flow.
Yeah, he just wakes up, doesn't bitch, and he's just like, let's fucking go. Give me breakfast. And he's ready to like take over the day.
Oh my god.
He's so like, chill. Thank God. Like,
does Zach need to eat like first thing when he opens his damn eyes? Because my kid does. Like as soon as she opens her eyes, she's like, I'm hungry.
No, but my kid is like literally, he's such a boy. Like he wants protein. Like he wakes up, he doesn't want none of this fucking like cereal and like a little like biscuit or like a little toast.
He wants like steak and
he
eggs.
Wants eggs. He wants sausage. He wants bacon. If we got steak, he wants steak.
I love that.
Meatballs. Like he wants meat.
So I normally get like a pretty big head start on like as soon as those like school supply lists come out, I like get that going. I'm good on school clothes. This year I was a little like behind. Like I don't think I got everything done until this week.
I was a little slow this
Where
time.
are you with your stuff? Are you done?
I'm done with all the supply. Did you get all the supply?
I got all the supplies.
Did you find every single thing that you needed?
I did.
I did 2, except for 1 item.
What?
A dry board eraser.
Oh, okay. I got those.
So I have to get
But
2.
I didn't get 4. Like, she asked for 4.
She did?
4 sets. I
so
just got
I just
1
need
set.
2.
I just got
1
set.
for each of the girls.
Yeah, I just got
That's
1
all.
set. See, you got to buy for 3 kids for school supplies.
Yeah, but Zach is in first grade and they didn't really ask for much.
They didn't.
Yeah.
And you know what? Penelope, my oldest, is going into middle school, which, fuck, you know what? We like had a conversation with her, and you can tell me, because I want to ask you what you thought.
What?
I seen a TikTok of these 2 people, and I can't remember their names, but they were saying, talk to your kids about sex because other people are going to talk to them about sex. Like if they're going to middle school, you need to have that conversation or else someone else will. And I was like, I don't know how I feel about that. Like, I was like, I'm going to ask Juliet because I know we've had a conversation about like kids like veils, you know, that thin veil that they have, and like keeping
there's
it,
a super thin,
and keeping it as long as we can. Like, what do you think?
I mean, because you really had like a full-on conversation with her about it, but she knows how babies happen.
Okay.
But she doesn't know.
When did you have that convo?
So when, I don't remember. I think probably like a year ago.
Okay. So about the age. So
yeah, just because I was getting her also prepared for her
menstrual cycle.
Yeah.
Her moon day.
Yeah. So she was asking questions as to why it happens.
Oh shit.
Why do we get it?
Yeah.
And then I was trying to like explain that to her, and then I think Zelda, which is my middle child, she was literally like the movie, like the, what is it called, the
Going Red, or
no freaking Turning 40. What is it called when the little girl was like, oh, babies fall out the butt, and Zelda literally thought
this is 40.
Yeah. And she thought like periods were literally coming out of the butt.
Oh.
And I was like, okay, let me.
So okay, you had to explain it.
Yeah. So I had the flowers and bees talk.
Oh, we haven't.
Yeah.
Like we talked about
censored, but
we talked about menstrual cycles, like why you have to have one. Like you need to have one because that, you know, producing a baby. But she didn't like have a follow-up question like, well, how do you make a baby?
No, she didn't ask. I didn't give like details.
The only thing I did tell her was, I said, look, so my oldest is going into middle school, so she's transitioning from elementary school, where she's been since preschool through 4th grade, which your kids are doing too. Our kids are in the same school.
Right.
So Juliet's daughter did the same thing. She was at the same school that my kids are at till 4th grade. And then she went to middle school last year. And now she's in 6th grade. And so my daughter's making that transition over to where Zoe, your daughter, is into middle school.
I know, which looks like a high
goes from
school.
5th through 8th. It legit looks like a high school.
It looks like a high
like
school.
they have like 6 periods, right? Like 6 classes. Like it looks like an ASU campus to me. Like when I toured it,
huge.
It's like
it's a big school.
And so we had a discussion on our trip, and I was just like, look, you're going to school with kids that are about to go to high school next year, right? Like preteens. And I just was like, people are probably going to be having sex. Maybe. I don't know. Are kids having sex right now? Like at this age? It's possible.
I
sure. Said they're probably going to be
great. I don't know.
I was like Mean Girls. I was like, they're probably going to be like touching each other's bodies. I was like, they may want to touch yours. We're not doing that though.
Yeah.
I was like, people might be kissing and like touching each other and like having sex, or
you
maybe
are
doing
you
drugs.
know what, just a heads up, you are gonna start getting, because obviously I'm sure like little boys would crush on her at like the elementary school, right?
Yeah.
So Zoe came to me and she had boys ask her to the dance.
Oh my god.
So I was kind of like, what? And then but Zoe's so honest, like she's just she's so open. So she's like, and she's a Taurus too. So she just be like, this boy asked me. And then I'm like, to the dance. And I was like, oh, and how did he ask you? And she's like, he wrote me a letter. And I was like, and it said what? And she's like, would you go to the dance with me? Yes or no? And then I was like, what did you say? She said, I circled no. And I gave it to him and I said no. And I was like, wow.
I love her.
Wow. I was like, why? I'm just going to be honest. She's just a child. She's like, because he's too short.
Yeah.
I was like, what's wrong with short kings?
That could be a deal breaker.
Daddy's a short king.
That could be a deal breaker. But Zoe is not, though. She's kind of, you guys are tall.
Yeah.
I just realized how much taller you were than me the other day. I was like so delulu. I thought we were the same height. And then you're like, no. And then we stood in the mirror. I was like, oh shit, you are. I have been walking my life thinking I was 5'5".
You have a 5'5" attitude.
I know, and I'm not. You're 5'5".
I'm 5'5".
I thought 5'5" was short, but it's not. It's like considered like tall, right?
5'7", 5'8" for a woman is pretty tall.
How tall are you, husband, for the last time? Okay, he gets so mad because I'll tell people
you're 6?
I'll say he's 5'9". He's like, I'm 6 feet.
She always says I'm 5'9".
Oh, well, Ivan tries to milk that little half an inch.
How tall?
No, I'm actually, I'm not, I'm 5'7".
You're 5'7".
5'7.5", but I would say 5'7".
You're 5'7"?
5'7". Yeah.
See? And I never realized you were that tall.
We don't look, and people, I think a lot of people, like, I remember the kids were like, I'm all stuttering, the kids were like, mommy's taller, but I think it's because I'm just much slender.
Yeah.
And then also it's the way of my shape, like my body, because I have a shorter torso.
Yeah.
Whereas he has a longer torso.
Yeah, because I don't consider you like tall, Ivan.
He's not.
But I consider you tall.
I'm all legs.
Yeah, I consider.
So when you see
tall.
me, I'm literally like,
We'll talk about this.
I'm all legs.
Yeah.
Because we've compared our legs before. And I'm like, wow, I'm all legs. Like, I have no stomach.
So my husband has tree trunk legs, though. That's what we say. He's got thighs.
You're thin, I'm thick, so people automatically think I'm shorter.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah.
And I'm like, taller than you, and you're just like, I thought that stumpy dude was gonna be stumpier.
No, you're not.
No,
stumpy.
but you don't
you're
look.
Tall.
You don't look.
But what I'm saying is from a
You
far
look tall.
distance.
Yeah.
From a far distance.
We love you. You're a tall man. You're tall.
Your coworkers are like, where does Penelope get her height from?
Yeah.
You know?
People always ask, where does your daughter get her height from? Like, her dad? Like, duh. And they just don't see him as a tall person, I guess. Like, so.
Well, people automatically think that the kids get my height, which my brother is 6.
Well, he's Mattel's,
You see, my brother taller than you?
He's like 6'1", 6'2".
Yeah. He's pretty tall. Yeah.
pretty tall.
And my sister's short.
Yeah.
You see my sister.
I love your sister.
Yeah.
I always say
She
that.
a little shorty do up. And then the kids are tall and people always think it's they get it from me. but his brothers are tall.
Yeah, I know.
So-
My husband's whole family's tall. Like his brother's ginormous. All his nieces are very tall.
Yeah.
Which I love that for Penelope because she
But P
plays
is
volleyball.
tall.
Yeah.
She's a tall girl.
No, so this back to school stuff, part of our preparation, which I'm sure you've done or are going to do, was like get them to the dentist, get their hair done, like cut, and then get their annual physical with their pediatrician. And yeah, she was like, your girls, just like my oldest trends tall. She's like 96 percentile.
Yeah.
And she's always trended like on the taller end, versus my little one is like in the like 40 to 50 percentile
so
for height.
smart.
Yeah.
Well, my middle child is
Zelda.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she's like, they've just always trended that way. She wasn't worried about it, but yeah, I love that though, that Zelda like knows like he's too short. I ain't going to school dance with him. Or Zoe.
Zoe. Yeah. I'm like, no, Zelda's not getting asked for a dance.
Yeah, so that's like I think Penelope's the same way. Like the thing about our girls is they're so like sure of themselves.
They are.
And they ain't about the fuckery either.
They're
like,
not.
if you don't like them,
Nope.
they're like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, so what? And like boys have liked her in elementary school, and she's like, yeah, no, I don't do that. Like, dude, I'm 9.
Yeah.
I'm 10. Like,
Zoe's not
where are we gonna
interested.
go out to? What are we gonna do? Like,
Yeah.
no. And a little boy like actually like turned on her because she like turned him down. He was like, I think we should like be boyfriend girlfriend. She was like,
that's what we had too, actually.
Yeah,
At
what
this new school.
yeah. So I
Yeah.
told her like, look, people are gonna like be, all the stuff I said, and you just like stay true to yourself. Like, we don't do that. Like, I didn't give her like a green light. Like, bitch, you're too little. I was like, we are not kissing, we are not touching, we are not doing drugs. Like, we are not lying, we are not seeking behind. And she was just like, duh, like, I got it. But
Oh yeah.
I just felt like I needed to have that convo because I didn't want her to show up one day and be like shocked, I guess, that it was happening.
Yeah.
But I mean, from what you told me, is your daughter's like, it was a nice transition.
Yeah, it was. Everything's been pretty like, she's been pretty just like mature about
Yeah.
a lot of the topics. So I'm
Do you
just
feel
glad.
like she's like matured a little bit in this?
Oh my God.
new
But I
school?
think honestly, I've always said that to my husband. She's such an old soul.
Yeah.
Like, she is such an old soul. Like, she's never really played with like little dolls and stuff. Like, she's been into them, but she's just very like an old soul. Like,
Yeah.
she's just very like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, who are you? But
Do you think that like when you were growing up and you were her age that you had that same mentality?
No,
Yeah.
no, I
Me
was
either.
I was different.
I cared
Yeah.
way too much what people thought about me,
Yeah,
especially
I was
boys.
different.
I was so
Oh my gosh.
like, thank God
Yeah.
she didn't inherit that. I was so boy crazy.
I wasn't boy crazy. I was so shy.
Really?
Oh my God.
You were?
So shy in school.
Mm.
Literally, like, I didn't want to talk to anybody, never raised my hand.
And your kids are not shy.
They're
Maybe
not.
Zach is a little like
At all.
guarded. He wants to check things out first.
No, he's not. He's just reserved.
There you go.
He's kind of like observant,
Yeah.
but he's not shy.
Yeah.
He's just kind of like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, so I was so boy crazy. Like, I loved the boys.
Oh my God, Zelda's so boy crazy.
And so is my Marley.
Oh my
My
God,
little
Zelda's
Marley
so
is
boy
so boy
crazy.
crazy.
She's 6.
Marley's 6.
She likes boys with their shirts on.
Oh my God.
I'm not-
Zelda has a type too. Zelda has a type.
Yeah.
Yeah. She has
Marley
a type.
likes the brown boys. She
Oh,
like
Zelda likes everything, but
loves-
she likes long hair boys.
Ooh.
Talk about like what I said,
Yeah.
all the people downtown Flagstaff running with their shirts off.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Marley
was
was
she-
just like loving it, right? Is that what you're saying?
They're having like a marathon, whatever, down.
Yeah.
All these dudes have their shirts off. They're all fit. You know, I mean, she wasn't
Yeah.
there though. I was talking about it, and she's Dad, that should be illegal.
Oh yeah, she said, "Dad, that should be illegal for the boys to be running with no shirts on." Yeah, and then we were watching the Olympics, and she
Yeah.
was like, stopped in her tracks,
Oh,
and
'cause she
these
was
like
looking at the-
swimmers,
Yeah.
and she was like, "Wow, he's really handsome." And I said, "Yeah, he is." She is so boy crazy, and we love to watch To All the Boys I Loved. Have you ever seen that on Netflix? It's like a
Oh my
3-part
God.
series.
Yes. With the cutie boy.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
And there's like part 2. There's like 2 love
I think there's
interests.
3, no?
Yeah, there's 3. But
Yeah.
on part 2, there's 2 love interests. There's John Ambrose
I don't remember the names, but I remember the
and PK, like Peter McLaren, or no, it's not Peter McLaren.
Yeah.
Peter Kavinsky.
Yeah.
And we that's like our little go-to movie, me and her. So Marley's like my little like soul, like sister.
my
We are like so much the same, and we
God.
like the same movies,
Yeah.
the same music. Versus like my oldest daughter and my husband are more like
Yeah.
creative and artistic, and they have
Yeah.
like more of you know, their plethora of music and fashion is just like very
Yeah.
diverse. Me and Marley are like, we stick to like a recipe.
Yeah.
But she literally has conversations with me. She's like, Mom, who do you like better? Like
Oh my
PK
God, that's so
or John
Zelda.
Ambrose? And I don't know which
Zelda's
one I
the
like
same.
more because
Yeah.
they're so handsome.
But Zelda, we just introduced her to. We were watching Mighty Ducks.
Oh.
3.
Benny Rodriguez.
Oh,
Ducks too.
she
Benny
so
the
she
Jet.
loves The Sandlot.
Yeah, so does
She
Marley.
will watch it over and over
Yup.
and over and over again.
Yep.
And then we introduced her to Mighty Ducks last night.
Yeah. Oh.
And she was like, at first she was like, I'm so tired, I'm going to bed. And then we put Mighty Ducks and she's like, I'm not tired anymore. And I was like, of course you're not. And then she saw her boy. And then she's like, what? He's in
Yeah.
this movie?
Dude,
And
I
then she's
loved
like,
Benny the Jet.
Oh my God, me too.
I had the biggest
Oh my
crush
God,
on
me
him.
too.
And you know who else? Did you love the real boy Casper in the Casper
oh
movie?
my God, Devin, or what's his name? Devin. Yes, I used to love
I
him.
used to love
But
him.
My heart, my
Who was
like
your heartthrob?
heartthrob when I was young was Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
Yes.
I used to love
The
him.
squeakiness
I
comes
used
out.
I used to make some shit up because my mom took me to California, to Hollywood, and we were like in the. And then you were saying that you liked Casper.
Oh my God, I love
Oh my
the
God.
movie Casper.
Me
The
too.
real life Casper at the end of the movie when he becomes a real boy.
The real boy.
And then
oh my God, he was so cute.
my girls love Benny the Jet from The Sandlot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So does Zelda does. She is obsessed with him.
Obsessed. Yeah, no, I love.
Who's Casper? Which guy is that?
At the end, when he becomes a real boy.
I don't
He's
know
not a
the-
famous person?
The actor's
No.
name is.
You know what? He's the boy
Devin.
from. He
Is his
was
name
in
Devin?
Now and Then. Remember, he
me
was the boy in
see.
Now and Then.
Oh my God! Did you watch
Yes,
Now and
I
Then?
love.
Oh my
Did
God,
you show
I
your
was
girls that?
telling Ivan about Now and Then.
I love
and he's
Now
like,
and
I've
Then.
never seen that movie. Yeah.
It's classic. We showed the girls. Remember Now and Then with
I
Christina
have-
Ricci, the
It's
3
so
or 4
good.
friends, and they go and they're like
and Rosie
O'Donnell's in it, and the
Oh,
adult
yeah,
Demi
yeah, yeah.
Moore.
Yeah.
They show him as adults.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he was the boy. What were they called? The boys in that movie? The Wormies? Or am I making
I
that
forgot,
up?
but they were always like, oh
Yeah.
my God, that's such a good movie. I want to
Yeah.
go watch it and show it to me and my cousin would be obsessed
Us too.
with that movie.
Yeah.
Like we would watch it all the damn
Yeah.
time.
You know which movie? So, you know, we're.
The actor is Devin Sawa.
Oh,
my
yeah,
gosh,
yeah.
he looks so different.
Oh my
now.
God. Let me see. How did he age?
Not that well.
Oh no.
He needs to come in.
Oh.
Come in, Devin. Get some
in.
Botox.
No, you know what? This one looks good.
I'm just kidding.
That one looks good.
Yeah.
You know who's aged well is Jay Hernandez.
Oh my God, Jay Hernandez. Yeah.
Okay, I just
Yeah.
seen him in a movie.
You know,
Yeah,
I've
your man.
I told you.
I had
I've
to-
always loved Jay
I
Hernandez.
love him too.
Yeah.
I had to play it off the day. Me and my husband were watching him in
Yeah.
a movie. What was that called? The Longest Yard or Longest Game?
Oh, yeah.
The golf movie on
The golf
Netflix.
movie. You gotta watch it.
I was like,
I'm not being
so.
a hater. He's not the greatest actor, but
What?
he's good looking.
I was so. I
He's
was
so
like, oh, because my husband gets like so offended if I like crush on a adult celebrity, just because he's just like, but I don't look like him. Why are you like crushing on someone who I look nothing like?
My husband tells me that too. Like, if I think
God.
somebody's good looking, he'd be like, well, that doesn't really look anything like
No, if you
like-
see a girl walking,
like me.
you know she's my type. Right?
What?
If you see some girl out
Oh.
the street, you'll be like, you probably would like
You
that.
probably think that girl's cute.
Yeah.
I do say that. Like,
you do say that?
and even though he's not like looking at these girls,
Yeah.
but I'll notice her and I'm like, you probably think that girl's cute. And he's like, what? Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
but
I couldn't do that with a guy. because-
absolutely not. Okay, listen, I don't like comment on men in real life. Like, I just don't do that.
Right.
I rarely like rarely see a man out in real life and like, oh, because I'm just not, my mindset's not there. I'm not looking.
Right.
But I will like crush on a celebrity and he gets like so offended. So we're watching this movie and I had to contain myself because I thought Jay Hernandez, like, he looked good.
He does look good.
He looks good in that movie.
Yeah,
and I even
he
like,
does.
but I was like playing off to my husband. I was like, ooh. And then I think I like lied. And I was like, ooh, they're playing some good golf, right? And he was like, yeah, like it's pretty legit. And I was like, you know what? I was like, what do you think? I was like,
Oh, you're potty. You're fine.
I was like, Jay Hernandez, like he's kind of a silver fox. What?
Bro really likes golf.
Yeah. I was like, he's kind of a silver fox, right?
Yeah.
He's aged well. Like, I was trying to like play it off that way. I mean, that
Yeah,
is true. I
yeah.
do think he's aged well. And my husband's like, yeah, no, he looks good. I was like, cause like Mario
Yeah.
Lopez, I think he's had like a lot of work done.
He
and
has.
we
He
start
still
looking
looks
at their
good.
ages. Yeah, he still looks great.
Yeah.
But Jay Hernandez looks amazing.
He does
needs
look
to be
good.
in more movies.
I like the older ones. I think I always tell my husband all
Yeah.
the time. I'm like, I appreciate when people look. We talk about that all the
Yeah.
time, and I even like compliment women,
Yeah.
like actresses,
Yeah.
or even if I see somebody at a like if we go out to tea, I'm like, oh my gosh, she's so pretty.
Yeah.
but
I like it.
I just love
Kevin.
like
Costner.
Yeah.
I
Kevin
appreciate-
Costner.
who's that?
Kevin Costner, the bodyguard?
The white guy.
The white
Yellowstone?
guy? Yellowstone?
gosh.
St-
I gotta
Cowboy.
Google.
How?
So
Dancing
I'm
with Wolves?
I'm
Dancing with Wolves.
Yeah,
I'm
but
horrible.
Kevin Costner's most iconic.
Waterworld.
I'm
Waterworld.
horrible.
His most iconic is the bodyguard. Whitney Houston.
No, that's true.
I will
I'm
always
so
love you.
garbage.
So bad
Kevin Costner.
with names.
Not fast as Brains.
Oh, what? What about him?
He's handsome. He's a silver fox.
No,
Let me see.
I
What are you
don't.
looking at?
I'm sorry.
What are you looking at?
This.
Oh no.
No, I don't
No,
think-
right here. Look. That one. What's that movie he's in with Jennifer Aniston?
No me gusta.
No.
He's
I don't.
good
I
looking in
like.
that.
I like. What's
Rumor
his name?
has it. In the
Right.
movie Rumor Has It, he's good looking in
He's like
that.
Iron Man.
I thought he was.
I do.
Robert Downey
I
Jr.?
love me some. Oh my God.
We literally
yes.
watched a marathon of that.
Don't
this
I?
week.
I do. And then also George Clooney.
Oh,
Ooh,
George.
I tell you
Clooney.
that.
Like even my
George-
husband was like,
George Clooney's a
yes.
good looking
Yes.
guy.
George Clooney.
Yeah.
Brad Pitt's a good looking guy.
Brad Pitt.
Brad
Mm.
Pitt. I thought Leo was a little, but no.
No, Leo's good. I like it. I like
I
it.
like Leo.
I like what he's
but
given.
What about the Helmsworths? You like that type of
No, I don't like the Hemsworths
Who's that?
family. Liam
Thor?
Hemsworth.
Oh, I think
Thor.
he's hot.
No.
Yeah, but he's still on the younger side, I think.
Think so?
Mm.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
talking like
Yeah.
Oh, you guys want
Yeah.
older?
We want like
yeah,
40s,
we're talking about, like,
50s.
older.
40s,
Older.
50s,
Yeah.
not the 20s, 30s.
He's still on the younger side.
But in the younger side, oh my god.
But I like old men who look old.
in the younger side, Jay Hernandez.
No,
I'm
Jay
just
Hernandez is our
kidding.
age.
No, he's
No,
not.
He's older.
He's
outta
not
here.
younger than us.
Jay Hernandez.
49 years old. Yeah. Like,
Yeah, he's not younger than
Oh,
us.
no.
I
Right,
agree with
she
her.
thinks he's younger. He's
No,
older.
no. I said
You said-
no. You said he's the.
I said
younger.
for the younger guys,
Oh.
I
know he's not. Well, he's 46 actually.
yeah.
So we ain't that.
So
far.
he's still in the old.
If he
He's
could have
in.
went to high school with you, he's older.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Don't
yeah.
remind me of that. But he's still So I like
Yeah.
I like you said, I like men that are aging nicely. Like
I
when my
do,
husband went
yeah.
out today, I was like, you are a nice, handsome man.
Oh my
Like
god.
put
I
your
tell-
nice
I told-
watch on.
Yeah.
Like put your nice ring on, like wear your wedding ring. Like you are a
Yeah.
nice, handsome man out there in the world, and you better not embarrass me.
That's what she said. And she's like, love you, don't embarrass the family.
My husband. I feel like my husband's so hip.
Yeah,
He's just
You're
so,
so hip.
like. That's why it's sometimes they thought
last week he had braids, and
Yeah,
this week his hair's
he's
like
so-
puffed
so,
out.
He's so hip.
Yeah, he's super hip.
Looks like a hipper.
My
older
husband is
guy.
hip, but I want him to be
Oh,
a handsome.
they're all.
I want him to be a handsome.
By the way, the
Mhm.
husbands are in the background.
Oh yeah, my husband is our producer. Producer
Yeah.
Matt. Producer Will.
And my husband
And then
is
Ivan
just here
comes for
moral support
and tech issues.
And
He's
tech
also
issues. He's the assistant.
He's also the assistant to the engineer. So, but yeah, like I said, my Marley's boy crazy. I was boy crazy.
Yeah, so it's
Penelope
my
is
Zelda.
not. Thankfully,
crazy.
I'm hoping Marley will like chill down because I was like obsessed with boys. Like everything I did revolved around like what
Yeah,
this boy
well, I was
thought.
boy crazy too as well, but I think as I got older, like I remember climbing trees and like stalking boys. I'm like, ooh, they're getting off of the bus. But and then I hated boys in high school.
Yeah, you know what? Then when I got to high school, oh my God, there was this boy in high school. He was older than me. And like, I remember, because my older brother and my older sister both went to high school before me. Like, they were already there. So when I got there, I told my older sister, I was like, oh my God, I have a crush. And she's like, oh, I know who it is. It's so-and-so. And I was like, how'd you know? She's like, because everybody likes him. And I was like, and so when he started dating this girl, I was so obsessed. I would stare at them all the time. I would stare at him. I would stare at them, like at dances, at games, because I was like so crushing on him.
Didn't know?
Oh, I'm sure they knew. And I used to hate that girl. I'd be like, this bitch. Because she was older. Like, so he was older than me, but she was older than him. Like, she was like a senior. He was like...
Oh my God, I had a crush like that too.
I know. You have to have a crush on the older guys.
I did. He was an older grade. And I think I had a crush all throughout until he graduated.
Yeah.
And then I saw him one time at the mall, actually.
And what? Was he still...
And I was like...
It's like that Halsey video.
Was he still...
No. I was just like...
See, I'm going to have to look up my high school crush.
I was like, I really liked that.
Back
would in the day.
Yeah, I'm going to have to look mine up and see.
Yeah. It's always a shocker to me.
Yeah. Just to kind of see where they're at.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
if they maintained.
Yeah. But I was like, oh no.
I want to know if mine maintained. Is that okay, husband? I just want to see.
Well, look.
What are you going to do with the information?
I just want to be like, oh, I was right on track. I knew how to call him. But no, I don't know. Yeah. So we'll see. Hopefully, like, I feel like my boy craziness died down in high school only because I was not allowed to have boyfriends. Like, my dad was like so strict. There was like, boys were not allowed to call the house. I was not allowed to date. I was not allowed to go anywhere with them. So that like died it down, because I'm like, look, I don't got to, like, I was so scared of my dad. Not that he was like mean to me. Like, my dad was like the best dad ever, but he was like really like firm on like, there are no boys allowed. So I didn't like have my first real boyfriend till I was like in college, like actual like dating and going on dates in like college, versus I know like you see in movies, or even like my husband like dated a lot, and I just didn't do that.
Yeah. No, my dad was not strict at all. Actually, my mom was always like the very like masculine one. Not that my dad's not masculine, but my mom was more of like, no, you can't have boys over. Yeah. And you can't have a boyfriend. Eventually I ended up having a boyfriend in high school, and she knew about it. They weren't allowed to like sleep over or anything like that. We had to be in the living room. Yeah. And then it's so funny because even when I met Ivan, like when he came to spend the night over at my mom's, she's like, it's okay, he can spend the night. She's like, but you both have to be in the living room in separate couches. I'm like, little do you know what we've been doing in the car before we got here.
I'm just kidding. We already got it off.
But that's okay. You don't know that.
Sure, Mom.
Sure, yeah.
You were right on top of that, Rose. I'm right on top of that, Rose. Oh my God. Yeah, no. I was so scared of my dad. Like, and we had a directory at our high school, like, because I went to like a small Catholic high school, and so we had a directory. Like, there was only like 100 kids in my class. So if you had questions about homework, you could like call someone from your class, and so everyone had your numbers before like cell phones. Oh my God, how embarrassing! I did have a cell phone though. Cell phones did like come out when we were in high school, right? Yeah, we had.
I don't remember because
yeah.
Oh right.
Yeah. But at the same time, people still had house phones. So like boys would call our house, but they had to like be low key, like, oh, I just had a question about the homework, and then my dad would like put it through. Yeah, but boys didn't. I was like,
do you ever remember being on the loop?
Oh my God, yes. Oh my God,
that's what I would talk to all the boys.
So the loop was like a party line, right? And it was basically like what, social media over the phone, because you would call, you had your
and then you had an intro, you had an introduction.
You'd be like, what's and you had to talk really fast. Hi, my name is Pearl, and I'm out like this with a big old kiss. I remember my cousins was
and
like
then all the girls would be like, oh my God, this is me. Like they had like the squeakiest voice. I'm like,
I was not on the loop. My cousin was. and she was older than me. So when I would go visit her, I would get on the loop with her, and I would just like cringe.
Wait, so
oh my God, I was on the loop.
And talk to somebody?
I don't remember.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, you could press the number and then have a private chat.
And then you'd have a private
Otherwise,
chat.
you'd be like on the party line, right?
Yeah. The loop was the first time I ever got catfished.
What? Oh my God. Oh my
God. The loop was the first
Stop.
time I ever got catfished.
Tell me.
Oh my God, I feel so bad talking about it.
What? You got catfished?
I got catfished.
Why do you feel bad?
Because I don't want him listening to this. If he ever listens to this.
Who catfished you?
Okay, so on the loop, I had been on there. I was always on there with my cousin and like my friend, and we were boy crazy too, so we would always like get on there. And I had been talking to this boy on there, and I was like, oh my God, he sounds so cute. And like it's so funny because he had the same name of the boy I had a crush on in high school. So when I first heard his intro, I always thought it was him because they had the same name, and I was like, oh my God, they sound the same. No, totally different boy. And then I had this full-on conversations. We always had like privates, like conversations on there. And I was like, oh my God, like I really like this boy. And blah, 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 blah. And I wasn't allowed to go over to boys' house. Like homes, you know. And my cousin, so a different cousin, she was my older cousin, and she was like, I'll take you to meet him. And I was like, okay. So like we planned it. We had been talking for like, months. I'm not kidding, months.
And so he gave you his address, like we should.
He told me what high school he went to.
Okay.
So then I was like, you know what? I'll go meet you at your high school. I'll have my cousin take me.
Like go to one of the Friday night games or something.
Like I'll just like go after school. You'll be there or whatever. And I think they did have
like they had
campus. Like whatever.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'll meet you there. And I went out there, and I told him I couldn't get a hold of him, obviously, because I didn't have like, I don't even think I had a cell phone. I couldn't get a hold, it was, girl, it was a long time ago. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
you didn't have his pager number.
No, I'm trying to remember how I got a hold of him. So he told me where he was going to be at, what building, when I went to the high school, right?
Yeah.
So I got there, and so this whole entire time he was describing himself to me. It was literally like a blind date.
Yeah.
So he was describing me how he had piercings, okay? He was really clean cut.
Yeah.
And he was a pretty boy. And you know pretty boys were back like
then.
They were in. That was what was in back in the day.
The
like
phrase
the
pretty boy.
So he said he was a pretty boy. He said he loved dressing up. And he told me he was really tall, and I was like, okay, sounds all good.
You're like,
you know,
he sounds all my little 8th grade check boxes.
So then I went to the high school, and he wasn't there. Like my cousin took me, and I was
to meet him.
Nowhere. He was nowhere to be found. Right. So I went home, and then eventually I got back on the loop, and I was like, and then we ended up talking again. I was like, what happened?
Where
and then
were
and he's like, oh, you know, I couldn't find you, and you couldn't find me, and blah blah blah. So then I was like, no, there's something so weird.
To say no.
So then he's like,
Judy was safe and don't.
Yeah, he was kind of hiding from me. Yeah. So then eventually I got it out, and then he's like, okay, I'll give you my address. And then he's like, you could only come at night. So I was like, okay, that's cool, because my cousin's going to take me. She's way older. So, you know, I got backup, you know, because I was only, like 16 or something. And my cousin was like way over like 21 at the time. I think she was like 24 or something. So she drove me there. And I was like, took me to his house. And I remember he told me, he said, please, he's like, I just don't want you to be upset. And I was like, why would I be upset? He's like, well, how about if I'm something you don't like or whatever?
Girl.
So then I go to his home, and then I think we did have cell phones. I think it's my cousin's cell phone. And I think we called his house phone. I'm like, I'm outside, you know, come outside or whatever. And he turns off the light, like the light to the outdoor light to the door. And I was like, he's coming out. No, he turns it off. And then I was like, oh my God, he's coming out. I kid you not, it's just like Catfish. And then I get out of the car, and I was like, oh my God, I was devastated.
What?
I was so devastated.
What?
He was nothing of
Like
what he
said?
described.
No.
Oh my God.
Was it at least
Nothing. Oh,
Was he at least a pretty boy?
No,
not a pretty boy?
no.
Was he
and
tall?
I don't
What-
like. It's not that. No, because I'm gonna sound so fucking like.
No, you
Like,
know what?
So
I think
he everything he described, he was not.
the opposite.
Everything the total opposite.
Oh, see.
Not very tall. I mean, maybe taller than me.
Mhm.
And not that I'm against anything that's overweight, but he was like just a very overweight, like.
Yeah.
And you could tell he was like, at the time, I mean, I don't know. Now that I'm an adult, like, I'm like, oh my God. Like,
Yeah.
he was like going through it. But he was like, not even dressed how he said he would. The way he was not even Hispanic.
What?
And
he
said
changed his whole ethnicity?
Yes.
Dang.
This whole entire time.
That was a legit. Did
this
you ask
whole
him
entire
why?
Time, no. I was just like,
What'd you
I
say?
was shooketh. I was shook. He was not Hispanic, and this whole entire time he was going by this.
And then your cousin was
Hispanic
acting as Nev, like,
name.
dude, what the heck?
Yeah. And I was like,
You want
He
an
was-
explanation, bro?
yeah. So I was, oh my God, I felt so bad. He's like, oh, I know you're disappointed. I'm like, well,
Aw.
fuck yeah, I'm disappointed. Like, you lied to me this whole entire time. But I was like, no, I'm not. And then when I got in the car, I was like, oh my God, it's not the person that I thought he was. He
Yeah.
lied to me. And I
Yeah.
fell in, like, I thought I was like in love with this
Loving
person.
it,
I was like,
yeah.
oh my God, I love this person. And he was not even the
Yeah.
person that I was. And my cousin's like, what happened? And I'm like, he's just not the person that I thought he was. And blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
Stop.
And obviously the fucking producer from Catfish didn't come out from the back. But I was like, damn.
No, see,
anyway,
that whole wait, it
There
gets
was
better.
more.
It gets better.
So then I went home.
okay.
And then he still tried to reach out. And then I
On the
felt
loop.
so bad. Yes,
No.
I felt so bad. And I was like, oh my God, I feel so bad. And he was like, you know, like, I really like you. And I ended up actually dating him.
like
Like being his girlfriend.
in person,
but
or
I
just
never,
over the loop.
no, never, over the loop. Never saw him in person again. I just felt
And
bad.
that was good enough for him.
I just felt bad, and I never saw him again.
Aw.
And eventually,
Because-
I broke up with him. But
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't know any better. I mean, I was young.
Yeah.
But I saw.
For
I saw.
real, how does he look
He's probably
now?
all rich.
Do we
just
still
kidding.
know him? No.
No, I don't know. I don't even know his last name. I totally forgot his last name.
Was he at least using his real name?
No,
Dude, that's
he
messed
wasn't. That
up.
was his middle name.
That's a real
He
catfish.
was using his middle name.
I thought,
This
yeah,
one.
I could never
Tired.
even think to do that. To
Yeah.
pretend like I'm someone else at that age.
yeah.
But I was young. I was so heartbroken. I was
That's
like,
not your
"Why?"
fault. I mean,
I sound so vain now, but I mean, no, I
No.
just had so much
No.
like expectations. He
think-
described himself and like
no.
gave me all these like
You're
details.
visualizing
and then
someone, and
it
you're
wasn't.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
don't think that's.
it was
vain
like
at
from
all.
that show. That girl said that she looked like Megan Fox, and then they see her and she's like, "I'm not Megan."
Or like from
Fox. I
Friday,
don't
where
look
she's like,
anything
people say I
Megan
look like
Fox." I'm
Janet
just kidding.
Jackson, and she looked
Why
like
is the most prettiest person? Like, why is
Right.
it Megan Fox?
right.
Yeah, but she was not. You know, do you know what show I'm talking about, right?
No.
Oh my God, what is it called, babe? The show.
Love is blind.
Love it.
Oh, I
Yeah,
haven't
Love
watched
is
that show.
Blind. So that's what they do. They go into like little cubicles and then
Uh-huh.
they start meeting each other,
Mhm.
but you never see each other.
Oh.
No, is it Love is
Yeah.
Blind? They never see each other.
They just describe themselves.
They describe. They're not allowed to. That's the whole part of the show. You're not supposed to say what you look like. You're only
Oh.
supposed to talk to them and get to know
And
each
make
other.
a
That's the whole
connection.
point.
Oh, okay.
That's the whole point of the show.
Well, I mean, do you feel like you had a connection with him?
No, I did not.
All looks
well,
aside,
yes,
did you
I
have
did.
a connection?
I
with
did,
him?
but I was young. Yeah.
See, I feel bad like when I do watch Catfish. I'm like, these people genuinely had a connection with them.
Mhm.
But obviously, you know, when they mention their looks, you start to create a whole person in your mind.
You do. create-
And then, and then when they don't turn out to be that way, it's not just like, oh, I just don't like the way you look and I'm a terrible person. It's like, well, no, I like have this whole relationship in my mind with someone who I thought looked, you know what I mean? Like you start to visualize that person.
yeah.
And then when they're not that, it's like you have this person in front of you and then this person on the phone. And even though they're the same, it's like you're talking to two different people.
You are.
Yeah.
It does feel just
which I
like
still
that.
think is messed up.
Would you rather have it the other way around? Them be not who they say they are, but they are who they look who they are? They do look the way you thought they were, but they're not who they portray to be.
Like
in the
someone else was
conversation?
talking for them because they're not very good at talking, but they're very.
Ooh, that's a
They
good
look
one.
that is a good
Wrong,
one.
But they really are who you really thought
Like
they
the
looked like, but
catfish
they're not
was.
Like
who
they
you
look
talk to.
like who they said they were,
Like
but
the
they weren't
So
the
the
one
description
talking.
is actually the person,
Oh.
but the
The opposite.
personality.
That
is
would
the
be-
opposite.
that would
Ooh, that'd
be-
be kind of a mind fuck.
Yeah, because
fall in love
it
with
goes
this
into the same
guy.
thing. You have this
Yeah.
connection with
But
someone,
you're looking at this pretty
with this
person, and you're
pretty
like,
person, and they're not the same.
They're
not the
yeah,
same.
It's still, and I mean,
harder.
but who would want a relationship with someone who would like totally deceive you like that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In the first place.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
at all. So
Yeah.
I mean, you're 16, but that's an interesting story. Dang, on the loop, like a phone.
Yeah, but I'm sure a lot of people got catfish.
I mean, that's how people get catfished
I remember
now, 'cause
meeting a
they
lot of people
It
on
is
there,
always on the
and
phone.
I'm
They
like,
never
oh.
see each other, even like on video chat, which blows my mind. I'm like, in this like 2024, why are we still getting catfish? Like, why are people still getting catfish?
I have no idea.
There is no reason. If
There
someone
is
cannot
no
jump on a
reason.
video chat or a Zoom with you
Obviously,
or a messenger
like,
or FaceTime, like,
to
you
fall-
want to believe
to
this.
fall in
Yeah.
love with them.
Yeah, you want to
Yeah.
believe. You like,
Yeah.
you know
Yeah.
that you're being
catfish.
catfished. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
You
Sometimes
want.
people be in the same state. Like,
Right? There's no excuse for that.
There's not.
There's
There's
none.
not.
No.
But people do fall for like, oh, my phone is broken. I can't really see. Like,
Stop. How many? Like,
I
everyone's
don't.
got a Shuri on. Everyone can get their phone. I know you're getting insurance. Everyone's got Facebook Messenger. Everyone's got the
do.
TikTok and the Instagram. But
Yep.
anywho, all right. So we digress from our back to school.
oh my
but
goodness,
we're
we
ready
did.
to go.
Yeah, we did.
We're ready to go. We had all the talks with the kids. We kind of have all the supplies. You did the meet the teacher. We totally
Yeah.
skipped it.
Oh yeah, you did.
I told my little
But
one.
you already know who she is.
Yeah, we know who she is.
Yeah.
She's a repeat. We know, like, we're OGs at this school.
repeat offender.
Yeah.
We're OGs at this school. We like tell the teachers who to send our kids to next year, and they do.
Yeah, we
So
do.
We got clout there, right?
Yeah, we
People
do.
are like, oh, here comes.
We're like
Julie.
bad moms, except you're kind of.
No, I tell my sister because then
What?
my sister brought her kid to the school, and I was like, "Don't you go mess up my good name there. I have a reputation. Don't you go and ruin my good name." I even
Oh
tell
my
Penelope, I'm like,
gosh.
"Don't, bitch, don't make me look like a fool in front of that principal because they know me all too well. Like,
Oh my
please
gosh.
do not."
They know us too, which is so funny.
Don't you make us look like we care.
I know.
Okay.
That's the thing, though. I feel like we are very involved. I mean, I
Oh
think
my
we're
God.
pretty involved in our.
I think you're way more involved than I am,
Yeah.
for sure.
But I feel like some teachers get annoyed with me because I am so involved. But I'm like, but then you're annoyed when we're not. You know what I mean? I just think that's
So what
such
is
so
it?
unfair. Like, where do you want us to be? Because
Yeah.
I'm gonna call you and message you if there's an issue. And like, wouldn't you want that versus a parent who's like totally like complacent and just doesn't care?
right.
So we'll see. We know the teacher. Both our kids are in the same class
Yep.
this year. And
Oh,
we
they
love
are.
her.
I know we do. We love her.
We love her. And then both
love you.
our oldest are both at the same middle school.
Mm-hmm.
So we already talked about how much fun it's going to be to like do 2 drop-offs.
Oh my gosh, we're gonna see each other so much
We're
now.
so excited.
But we have to talk about car drop off because
Oh my
that's
God.
gonna be so good.
I don't even know. I got 2 drop-offs this year.
Well, you stood away.
I know. I'm joining the 2 drop-off
Joining
clubs.
the club and 2 pickups.
Oh my gosh. I don't want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to. Why?
I don't know.
Like, I've just committed myself to 4 more years of 2 car pickups, and I don't live close by the school. I live about
I know.
30, 45 minutes
I don't know
away.
how you do it.
We're gonna change it.
My husband's like, we are moving closer to
Yeah.
this school. So, alrighty, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. If this was your first time, we are so excited to be going on this new adventure with you.
Mm-hmm.
And we hope you come back every week because it's going to be, we're going to have topics, but we're not going to really stay on topic, right?
Right.
We're going to digress.
Bounce around.
And we hope you can have fun with us. So
Yes.
we will chat with you next time. Bye.
Bye.